Man, you know a Sky High, the lyrical magician attack, And today me I encourage all of my sports lovers them to go up on YouTube and like one page named Sports Frenzy because them are gonna provide you with the latest football, basketball and track and field, etc. All of the news them. Right now a World Cup time and a transfer time and we need to know what go on. So go up on YouTube and like the page named Sports Frenzy.
Welcome, guys. Welcome to Sports Frenzy, day one of the Boys and Girls Athletics Championship. And sorry, guys, for the delay. We had a show earlier, but then here comes the delay. But welcome, guys. Welcome to our show for this evening. We'll be here live for the rest of the week. Throughout the days, we might likely have a watch along tomorrow. So welcome again, guys, to day one of our review show for Champs 2023. And what a day it was! We saw a record today from Abigail Martin of St. Jago, right? So that's Abigail Martin of St. Jago. She set a new record in the Class 1 girls discus throw of 55.19 meters, and that beat the previous mark of 53.04 meters. So that's a new record in the Class 1 discus girls from Abigail Martin. And also the Homewood athletes, that's Abigail Martin on your screen. Also, the Homewood athletes, she also broke that record as well. Her name is Shadrika Williams. She came second with 53.22 meters. Both of them going past the old record of 53.04. So we had our first record on day one of our Boys and Girls Athletics Championship. Big up to those who have joined the live. We have Chat Diamond, big up yourself. We have Kish, um, big up as well as Cadian. And guys, just remember to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Run up the likes. Yeah, if you could give us a call, 8503189. We are supposed to have some persons to join us. Might be I might be alone tonight, but let's see. For day one, we begin with the 100 meter, right? So for class four, 100 meter, the record held by Kimon Shaw of St. Jago, 11.75 seconds. Our fastest qualifier for the 100-meter class for girls was Maria Baker of Homewood Technical, and she actually looked very, very impressive. I must say, she was very, very impressive um, in that class 100 meter for girls. Very, very impressive. Second was Guyana Murray of Mount Alvernia at 12.62. Third was Najee Brown of Immaculate, 12.65 seconds. And fourth was Gabriel Morgan in 12.90. And those are the top four qualifiers for the finals. Qualifying times for the finals, we have over 3 semifinals to come tomorrow, represented by 24 um, young ladies. So I'm going to put on the screen the results for today's 100 meter final, 100 meter heats in the girls' class four. So you will see that coming up on your screen shortly. So On your screen, that's the class one 100 meter with Nkrumah Banner, right? So trying to get the class four 100 meter girls on screen, but that race was actually won by Maria Baker of Homewood. She was the most impressive in 12.47 seconds. And also our class three girls. The clear favorite in that one was Tiana Lee Terrell, right? So that's Tiana Lee Terrell of Edwin Allen. She was easy in 12.10 seconds. And just to put that on screen, that's Tiana Lee, right? So that's Tiana Lee of Edwin Allen. She had the fastest time going into the semifinals, followed by Poshana Lee Blake of St. Jago, 12.47 seconds. Third was Tiana Oliver of Veer Technical in 12.53. So for those of you who can't see it, just bring it up a little bit. So that's Tiana Lee Terrell of Indiana 12.10. Pashana Lee Blake of St. Jago 12.47 seconds, as well as Tiana Oliver of Veer Technical 12.53. So and we can't forget Natrice East, that's the class four defending champion in the 100 and 200 meter from last year, representing Woolmers in 12.53, second to go in as the fourth fastest time into the semis. And most persons are looking forward to the clash up between Tiana Lee Terrell of Edinalin as well as Natrice East of Woolmer's Girls and Kedai Linda of Immaculate. But I don't think that will be much of a matchup in terms of who is the clear favorite. Because Tiana Lee Terrell, she's a defending class three champion. So what we have is the defending class three girls champion from last year versus the defending class four um, girls champion from last year in Tiana Lee Terrell and Natrice East, respectively. Both of those young ladies will clash in the finals likely tomorrow, but before that, they will have to navigate the semifinals. The clear favorite, as I said, and most persons, my winner for tomorrow finals will be Tiana Lee Terrell, and it's a possibility that she might trouble the record if conditions are favorable. So we expect um her to probably trouble that class three 100-meter record. And just to let you know that class three 100-meter record is held by Tina Clayton, 11.27 seconds. Well, that's a long way, but she will come around 11.5 thereabouts. We're expecting it to run under 11.5. So that's the impressive Tiana Lee Terrell of Eden Allen. And also remember that she was disqualified for Carifta under 17 girls because of a faulty start. So she will not represent us at the Carifta Games, where she was actually overwhelming favorite to win the under 17. So it's just a pity that she will not be at Carifta, but she's another diamond from Edwin Allen, Tiana Lee Terrell. I'm expecting Latrice East to come second in that race, followed by Kidoya Lindo. I'm not sure what you guys think, but that's what I'm expecting from that race tomorrow, actually. So, guys, you can give us your thoughts. You can also call us at 850-3189. Let us know your predictions for champs on the boys and the girls side, and what events you're looking forward to. We're supposed to be joined by a few other persons, but we'll continue the show until those persons um, join us. So now we go to the class three boys. So the class three boys, 100-meter semis listing. So the class 3 100-meter boys, we have 24 qualifiers led by Malik Dennis of Jamaica College, who is also the clear favorite to win this one as well. That's Malik um, Dennis of Jamaica College, followed by Rodika Walters of St. Elizabeth in 11.54 seconds, and Jonathan Clark of KC, Kingston College, in 11.56 seconds. So there you go. That's the results. Are those are the fastest 24 athletes in the class 3 100-meter tomorrow. So I'm going to put it up for you guys to see it a bit. So there you go, Malik Dennis of Jamaica College 11.06. That's way ahead of everybody else. And we expect Malik Dennis to win that class 3 100-meter. Tomorrow, finals. In second, with the second fastest qualifying time was Wadiki Walters of St. Elizabeth Technical in 11.54 seconds. So what we realize is that there's a gap between the first and second qualifiers in terms of time. In third was Jonathan Clark of Kingston College in 11.55 seconds. And we have Sean Lewis of Stex as well in 11.56 seconds as the top 4 fastest time going into the semifinals tomorrow. And this is one event that Jamaica College would like to pick up a lot of points from, or full points from, especially with Malik Dennis, given that most persons, and I know that Latoya might not like it since that she's a KC fan or Fortis fan, but most persons are predicting KC to win champs by a slim margin, 3 to 5 points thereabouts. So there can't be any mishaps from Jamaica College in this 100 meter as clear favorite. They should able to get all 9 points in this semifinals. Big up yourself, Anthony Henry. Yes, Anthony Henry was supposed to be on tonight, but he's watching us live. He's busy with other stuff, but he was supposed to be us live as well. So that's the class 3 100-meter semifinals tomorrow, and those are the automatic qualifications. All 24 persons tomorrow going into the semifinals. And guys, you can also give me your predictions in the comment section. Like, who are you expecting to qualify? Are expected to win the event tomorrow, since we might not have a show between semifinals and the finals. Who are you expecting to actually win the event? You can give us all your views, guys, and let us know what you're expecting. So that's the class 3 100-meter semifinals tomorrow, and that record is held by Christopher Scott of Jamaica College in 10.69 seconds. So let's see if his teammate Malik Dennis can actually challenge that record tomorrow. And now we go over to our class 2 100 meter, right? So our class 2 100 meter girls. That class 2 100 meter girls event was won by Shamanique Halls of Heidel in 12.17 seconds, followed by Kasian Johnson of St. Catherine in 12.19 seconds, and Donalina Lewis of Edwin Allen in 12.20 seconds. And just to let you share to the screen, those are results for our class 2 girls 100 meter finals. And that's Shamanika Hazel of Heidel in 12.12 seconds, followed by Kaysen Johnson of St. Catherine in 12.19, Donalina Lewis of Edwin Allen in 12.20 seconds. So those are the top three qualifiers into our semifinals tomorrow. And a lot of persons might be familiar with other names not up there, like Abigail Wolf of Only Child in 12.26 seconds. Akela Collins of Homewood, 12.24 seconds as well. So you might be familiar with other names that don't in the top three automatic or the top three fastest time going into the semifinals tomorrow. And again, we have three semifinals for tomorrow since there are 24 athletes. So we have semifinal one, semifinal two, and semifinal three as well. So what you guys make of these events and who you think will actually win? This one is one of those races that is actually hard, very hard to call. So we move over to our class two boys. Yes, Akil, and welcome to the show.
Good night. You hear me well?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you well. Welcome to the show.
Nice, nice, nice. What you do? Wait, you go left me? Leave me on here alone? Wait, guess I'll just wait until he comes back.
Yeah, what you up to?
Well, I'm tired enough, I'm not gonna lie.
Welcome to the
Yeah, I'm
show.
tired.
It
I
has
was
been a long while we haven't seen one of our track experts
it
around.
it has been a long time. I wouldn't call myself a track expert. I'm just another guy who likes track and field. It has been tiring, man. I when it comes down to champs, I'll do my best. But I had the opportunity of going to some of the local meets. But what happened was that I started well, but
Yeah,
then boy,
so you were very, very
work got
busy.
hectic. Work got hectic. So there's a strong possibility I'm not too familiar with the names, but I will follow along.
So, what you make of the class four girl since you just come on
I
class four
didn't s-
girl,
I didn't
the
see the list.
Olmod, the Olmod athlete, she tends to be the overwhelming favorite. So you didn't let me see if I could
Yeah,
have it up
yeah,
again.
yeah, man. Put it back up again.
So I'm gonna see. Give me a minute while I try to get it
Mm-hmm.
up on the screen again. But I watched that event and she was well ahead of everybody else in terms of her running style and actually her form, and she seems to be um clear favorite going into the semifinals tomorrow. Generally, a lot of persons are not normally familiar with class four girls, given the fact that they most of them are coming from the primary and
Primary
prep
school
school.
and prep school champs.
Yeah, right. So even most track and field analysts, they don't really familiar with those athletes unless they followed the class, the primary champs or the prep champs actually. So um that's one of the things where most persons are unable actually to predict. So her name is Maria Baker. So I'm going to put it on screen
Okay.
very shortly. So it's Maria Baker of Home Technical, and she run
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
12.47 seconds. The record in the event, we don't expect the record to go. Kimon Shaw, that record was out of the world in 11.75 seconds, so we don't really expect that record to go. But she ran 12.47 seconds ahead of Gianna Murray, Mount Alvernia 12.62, and Najee Brown of Immaculate 12.65. What I also know about realize about this race, because I was watching the heat and I'm realizing that
Mm-hmm.
Immaculate
Yes,
produced some
immaculate.
very good young sprinters the younger the early classes. What do you make of that?
Yeah, man, they have a good program going along. I think their coach was one of the guests here when we had the World Championships shows, and I had the opportunity of meeting him at the MVP grassroots grassroots initiative at GC Foster.
Yeah.
Very cool individual, and he seems very focused and very driven. I think he has a very strong team. Let's see how far they'll go.
Yeah, man, they have a very
Yeah, class
strong
four.
team, class 4 team, and they have also a strong class 3 team as well. So it will be very interesting to see what they did. So that's Maria Baker. She was first in 12.47 seconds,
Mm-hmm.
and those are the 24 automatic qualifiers into the 3 semifinals tomorrow. So since you're not familiar with the class 4 girls, Akil, I'm sure you're familiar with the class 3 girls. There's one name that rings a bell, and that's Tiana Lee. In fact, not even one name. Three names: Tiana Lee, Tiana Lee of Edwin Allen, East of Wolmers, and Linda of Immaculate.
I,
But
re- I remember
everybody
Wolmer's.
expecting the clash up between the Wolmers East, Naturist East, and Tiana Lee of Edwin Allen. What do you think about that?
Oh my! I said before, I've been out of so when it comes down to high school track and field. So I honestly don't know. I didn't even
That's
get to
Tiana
watch
Lee
the
time.
heats.
That's
Didn't
Tiana
even
Lee
get to
time.
watch the heats.
She actually run 12.10 seconds ahead of Pashana Lee Blake in terms of automatic, the fastest qualifiers, 12.47. And Tina Lee was actually favored to win Carifta under 17, 100 and 200 meter at the Carifta Games
Mm-hmm.
next month, but she actually fast started at our
Oh,
trials and
okay.
is actually out, but she was actually the clear favorite. Persons are expecting her to actually win this race very, very
Mm-hmm.
easily, including myself. I don't think Natrice East will actually pose any challenge to her.
Understood.
Natrice East of Wolmer's, right? That most persons are expecting to come second, but Tiana Lee will win this one easily. And you have never heard about Tiana Lee before, you said.
Yes. Well, yes. I haven't heard of I haven't heard of her because I haven't been able to follow high school track and field as much as I would want to. If I'm being honest.
All
Um,
right.
class two, and class one is where it gets warmer for me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're
Sure.
coming to the last one.
Class one is where it gets warmer for me.
Where we were at before, your command was a class 2 boys,
Mm-hmm.
with Ricardo Clark of Kingston College
Mm-hmm.
running 10.95 seconds ahead of Tavine Stewart of Herbert Morris 11 seconds and ahead of Joan Romaldo Simit of Mushet 11.02. And
Mm-hmm.
this is a class that is actually difficult to call.
Yes,
They've
because it's
recorded
tight.
this, yeah, based on the times and the athletes that
Mm-hmm.
are there. The recorded event is out of reach.
Sashin.
Sachin
Sashin.
Dennis of States, yeah, we know how good Sachin Dennis was in 10.20. In fact, Sachin Dennis beat the previous record by Johan Blake,
Mm-hmm.
who had that previous record. Um, and Sachin Dennis had the record few years ago. So do you know any athletes in this event? Because it is, like I said, it is very, very hard and difficult to call.
I don't know, and I don't know the athletes in this event. However, what I will say is that, like, normally when you have a very tight race, where there's not much gap between the competitors, I think the athletes that tend to go to the more traditional schools who are really fighting for champs glory, those are the ones that tend to prevail. So I am looking out for Nicardo Clark. I'm looking out for Nicardo Clark, and I'm also looking out for Shaquani Gordon. Yeah,
What
so
about
Shaquani.
yeah, Shaquan Garda? Yeah, he's expecting
Mhm.
Shaquan Garda. He's expecting to upset actually Charmaine Todd of Saint
Okay.
Elizabeth Technical, and I'm seeing now one of our Calabar past student in our comment section. Big up yourself, Rash Cadillac. Shaquan Garden, or Shaquin, sorry, Shaquin Garden.
Shaquin.
He he has the fifth fastest time going into the semifinals tomorrow in 11.10 seconds. He's expected to challenge the favorite Tremaine Todd of St. Elizabeth Technical, who had the fourth fastest time in 11.09 seconds. And then Nicardo Clark of Kingston College, who has the fastest time going into the semifinals of 10.95 seconds. Those are expected to be the top three in the event finals or on the podium tomorrow.
Hmm.
And you said that
Yes,
you're
and as I said
expecting,
before, yeah, continue,
yeah,
continue. Sorry, my bad. Continue,
you
man.
said that you're expecting Shaquin Garden to actually win, right? Or be an upsetter.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be between Clark and Gordon. As I said before, when
Okay.
the race when the races are as when the race is as close as that in terms of the competitors, I think those who are fighting for points is gonna get that extra push to see them to the victory line.
All right. So now we move over to the class 100-meter girls semifinals. And
Hmm.
generally, this is something I observed over the years. Whenever it reached to the, I think I've been watching Chance for the last 15 to 20 years, right?
Hmm.
And since 2010, when Homewood actually run about their stop winning champs, I realized that not many of our female athletes are matriculating to class one. So
Yes.
what you realize is that once it reached class one, they don't have many heats. Yeah, in fact, we had about 5 heats today compared to like level 12 for class 4, class 3, class 2
Hmm.
girls. Once you reach class 1, you realize that a lot of these girls started to go pro or started to go to college. So what
Or
you
other
find
or
is that,
other things may happen, but we move
yeah,
on.
other things are right. Other things may happen, right? But what you find that they are not um, matriculating to class 1 like before, like 10 years ago. So what we have is that few girls. We only have 2 semifinals, 16 girls in
Hmm.
that semifinals tomorrow. And the
Hmm.
big clash up we're expecting for the finals is the clear favorite Serena Cole of Eddie Allen in 10.57 seconds versus Alana Reed of Ideal, who had the fourth fastest time in 11.81 seconds. What you mean of that?
This is
These
this is a
times and the matchup tomorrow.
this is a three queens race. This is not a two queens race. This is a three queen. Because I'm telling you, what I saw from Alexis James at Carifta Trials, it tells me that she will be challenging Serena and Ayana. Serena is the favorite. I wouldn't say overwhelming, but she is the favorite. But I think it's gonna be a three-way battle to the line.
And I
Um,
agree with you. How could I have left out Alexis James of Petersfield? I watched her race. I'm not sure if she's 100% fit though, because after the 100 meters, she was
yes.
limping a bit. I'm wondering if it's really serious or just she feel a niggle. But
Okay.
she went out a bit hard and then she started close it down towards like 60 meters, and after that she
Hmm.
started limping. So I'm not sure that she's 100% fit. But if she is, it is going to be between Serena Cole, Alana Reid, and Alexis James. But who are you expecting to win though? Because I am expecting, based on what I've seen so far, I'm expecting Serena Cole to actually win that event.
And
What you
I
think?
agree with you because the truth is, Ayana Reid, as fast as she is, Ayana Reid is a 11-2 sprinter.
Yeah.
And you're talking about you know the improvement that she would need in order to beat Serena. The gap is too wide, and Serena would have to have a poor race in order for Ayana Reid to win it. I'm not gonna say that. To be honest, I'm not gonna say that they're gonna. I'm not gonna say that they're gonna break the meet record, because I could easily see this race being won in 11.17 or 11.16. Um, but yes, I think Serena Cole is the favorite. Wouldn't say overwhelming, but yeah, Serena would have to have a poor race for Ayana Reid to beat her.
And what about the record though? Because some persons are saying
I don't think it's gonna go.
um the record 11.13 held by VCB since 2001. We have heard this so many years. We heard that Anisha McCracken was going to break the record. She didn't. Simone Facey, she didn't. Tina Clayton, she did not as well. Who
Hmm.
else? Over the years, Kevona Davis, she did it as well. So, are you expecting? Because there's also talk of Serena Cole again breaking that record tomorrow, of 11.13. Are you expecting her to break it?
I don't expect her to break it, but guess what? If she does, I wouldn't be surprised. I said before, I wouldn't be surprised if the race is won in 11.16 or 11.17. Um, I think, if she gets a good win, if she gets like a positive 1.3 or a positive 1.3 or higher win, then I think that the record could go. But for me personally, I think, especially based on what I saw from the character trials, I think 11.16, 11.15 is a sweet spot for her. That's what I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if she breaks it. What I would say though is that that VCB record has really stand the test of time.
Yeah, that's
Like,
22 years.
2 years, because
Yeah,
because
22
I
years.
genuinely believe that if we never had COVID, Kivona and Ashanti would have broken it. And I think that last year, I don't know where the hurricane wind came from, to stop Brianna and Tina from running the arguably what running the fastest race in champs history. But the record managed to stay put. But yes, I think it's gonna survive at least one more year. But let's see if I'm proven wrong. But yes, I think 11.15, 11.16 is a sweet spot.
So you think that it will survive another year? Same for me as
Yes.
well. I think it will survive another year. I don't see. I think if Tina Clayton did was still at champs this year, she had one more year left at champs. I think if she was actually at champs this year, then the record would have gone. But since she
Not
decided,
even not even Tina. I think if
yeah,
Karika if
right.
Karika Hill if Karika Hill was there, I think without a doubt, I think that record would have gone, because Serena would have had someone in Karika to really push her past that world record. Karika is a 11.1 sprinter, right? So the gap between her and Serena is not that wide in comparison to Ayana Reid, right? So I think if Karika was still at Heidel, I think the record would have definitely gone. But because it's Ayana Reid, I think Ayana Reid is gonna give her a stern fight. But I just think that 11.16, 11.15, she should be fine.
All right, yeah, I agree as well. That record will be safe tomorrow. So now we go over to the big one on the boys' side. That's the class one 100-meter qualifiers, and
Hmm.
unlike the class one girls, we don't really see this with the boys on the boys' side. The boys tend to go all the way up instead of going off
Hmm.
to college very early. Realize that the boys, they tend to go all the way up to class one and compete against each other. Perhaps it's the tradition between the top schools, um, might be the reason for that.
It's a
But
tradition.
yeah, I think it's a tradition as well between the matchup between KC, JC, Calabar, Wolmer's, all the boys' school within in Kingston. So we realize that the boys tend to go all the way up. And this 100-meter finals, a lot of persons are also expecting the record um, to go as well. In fact, persons are predicting that there might be under 10 seconds for the very first time in championship.
Who is gonna push him?
But that's the question. Who is going to push?
Who is going to push him?
Yes,
Because
Ravens.
the Herbert Morrissey young man,
At
he's
his
not at
best.
his
The injury,
best.
he's not at his
Yes,
best for real.
and you don't have Brian Level. Javon Sweeby, he doesn't look like he's at his best at this time. So who is there to push him? I think as much as you want to see the records being broken, and I do think he can break the record, but I think when you have someone pushing you along the way, it's much easier to break it. I think at same as Serena Cole, I think 10-1-6, 10-1-6, 10-1-5 is a sweet spot for him. I don't see him breaking the record because I just don't
Because
see someone
the
there
record
to
is
push him.
10.12 seconds. Unlike you, I think if the conditions are favorable, I think he will break the record, but I don't think he will run under 10 seconds. I'm expecting him to run around 10.08, 10.09 seconds under favorable conditions. That's Nkrumah of KC. But for many persons, they're expecting him to run under 10 seconds, right? Are you there, Akil?
I'm here, man. I'm here.
No, man. They're expecting him to run under 10 seconds, but for me, I'm expecting around 10.08, 10.09. But you're not expecting him to break that 10.12 by Zarnell Hughes of KC College, Kingston College. That's KC in 2014. So you're expecting that record to survive as well. You said,
Yeah, I
right?
expect that record to survive. I
And
expect it to
you
survive.
mentioned the big talk about DeAndre Daly, my namesake,
Hmm.
DeAndre Daly of Herbert Morrison. He seems to be having some injury issues and is not 100% fit.
Yeah, but
But
I
yeah, go ahead.
I watch on a I think I watch a news report where I heard that he was involved in an accident, a motor vehicle accident early in the season.
Yes, he was involved in an accident where he picked up some injuries from actually. Yeah, that's correct. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of persons are saying he's not 100% fit. And likely if he was, because we're actually used to him challenging Nkrumah in each classes over the years. They're always neck or close to each other. But this year is not the case, given his injury issues. What about Javon Blair of Manchester, like 10.93 seconds? He looked easy. I'm not sure if you heard about him, but he's one of those that is much talked about, and not because I am a Chester old boy, but he's actually talked about
Uh,
Javon Blair
to
of
be
Manchester.
to be honest, my eyes is on Dunkley of Stets.
Yes, Dunkley, right?
Yes,
He looks very good in his heat.
he's a young man who ran 10-4 on grass.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. My eyes are on him. I think I think he would be the one challenging Nkume in the final.
in the finals,
Yeah,
without
man.
given that Daly is actually injured. Well, I realized that I'm not sure if the same coach, the coach Shelley, is still coaching Stets. I don't know
I'm
if
not sure
anybody.
about that either. I think
What's
he
the name of that
is, but
coach
I'm not
again?
sure. Walcott.
Um, Walcott, right? I'm wondering if Walcott is
Yeah, I'm
still
not sure about
coaching
that either.
Stets. And the reason why I asked that because I was watching the athletes today, and their running form, look imperious.
I
But I
didn't
heard
even
that
get to
he's
watch that.
not. Yes. Somebody confirmed that he's not coaching Stets. That's our Calabar expert, Rush Cadillac. But I was watching the athletes today, and the Stets athletes, their form, right, at their age, it looks really, really imperious in terms of at that age group. They're actually, even when they're not winning, but their form is just superb. Like they are being coached by some one of the top coaches in the island based on what I'm seeing.
Yeah, but if you really look at Stets over the years, Stets is a well coached team, a well coached school, because even when you look at their athletes and you look at their athletes and you look at how they progress through the different classes, right? And even as they matriculate into seniors, like Stets athletes tend to be very technical. They tend to be very highly technical in terms of their races and so forth. We talk about Nigel Ellis, when he was running for Stets, Sachin Dennis, of course. Um, what's his name again? Conroy Jones. Even that time when we had junior trials and Stets was just dominating the place. I think it was in 2020, the 2020 or 2021. I think it was 20. I think it was 2020 when I think it was the championships to go to Nairobi, Kenya. But yeah, states have always looked good, and it was under Walcott, but it's good to know that they were able to make a smooth transition, and it's the same thing that is continuing. I am so sorry I didn't get to watch any of the races today. Yes.
Yeah, man. So, and I agree with everything that you said. They're sprinting form in terms of the athletes looks very, very superior to most schools. And whosoever is coaching stats actually picked up from what Walcott did. They're actually doing a very, very good job over there. I'm seeing where Chat Diamond say Blair is still young, he'll make the finals, not expected to figure um 5 to 6. Yeah, well, yeah, he's still very young. I think he's first year in class one. Um Rush Kalak saying that different persons coaching stats based on what I heard. And Chat Diamond, what you don't agree with?
It's
Because Chat Diamond say that she doesn't agree. But you can call in, the number is on the screen,
yes, you
eight
can
five
call it.
zero 2189. So our picks for the finals are it's Escrume, Mr. Daly, Reed, Hector, Benjamin. That's Chat Diamond pick. Well, all of us are expecting Nkrumah to actually win that race, but we're just not sure about how fit Daly is. That's the only issue there. Right? But you have him second, but we would have I would have Daly to come second as
I have
well.
third. I have him at third. As I
If
said
I was
before, the
very clear
stats.
as to his fitness. But that is her order of athletes that she's expected to come in the class 100 meter. Seeing Rash Cadillac saying that Daly always injured man want to wash off. But talent need to work on his start. All right. Anything else from today's action, Akil?
As I said before, I didn't get to watch it. I didn't even get to watch the 400-meter hurdles, which was here today.
I'm
My
seeing
apologies for
Fish
the
asking
noise.
if did Omari and Barrett qualify. He ran over his waist by himself. Yes, he did qualify, Kish.
Oh, sorry. I saw
Um,
somebody asking about the prediction for class three.
yeah, Rashkan Leko was asking what's the prediction for class 3 100-meter boys. Yes, Rashkadla, give us what you think about the class 3 100-meter boys. That um I'm expecting Jamaica College to win that race. I'm not sure if Calabar have any surprises for the class 3 100-meter boys, but I'm expecting JC to win that class 3 100-meter boys event.
I have a question though.
Yeah,
Um, you said that you said that the young man do you say that he's capable of breaking the record? Because I think he's capable of breaking that record.
that's Malik Dennis.
Yes.
I think so. I think he's capable.
I
I
think he's
think we
very capable of
challenge.
breaking
Yeah,
that record for class two.
yeah. Malik
Um,
Dennis of Jamaica College. He's way ahead of everybody else.
I wonder how far he's gonna beat everybody else come Champs Day.
Yeah, it's like it's good. He's in the semis in with 11.06, and it looked very easy. Way ahead of Radika Walters of Stets, 11.54 seconds, who have the second fastest time
Yeah,
going
man.
into the semis ahead of Jonathan Clark of KC. And there's another States athlete there as well. So we're expecting, well, I'm expecting Malik Dennis to win that race.
Unless he
I'm not
falls
sure if
apart.
he's going to challenge Christopher Scott 10.69 seconds though, but it's
Why
possible.
though? Because
I think
he ran 11:06 in a
yeah, he ran
negative wind.
11.06 in a negative win, right? I'm thinking that he's going to run around 10.78 if the
No,
conditions are perfect.
I think he can run 10:06.
You think, all right? Well, you're expecting that record to go then tomorrow.
I expect that's one of the records I expect to go. I
Okay.
expect that record to go more than any other record,
All right.
which is very strange. I know, considering that I'm an advocate for fast times, but I think that is the record that is most likely to go in comparison to the other ones. It's not that not that the athletes aren't capable of doing it. It's just that I don't see them being pushed.
Chuck Diamond said Blair has the biggest progress in the future. He has been out of track for a few years. Just start taking it serious again. Next year, he will be deadly. And I'm seeing Rush Cadillac says Jaga have the favorite. That's Reese from Jaga will start as favorite. And he's talking about Raji Reese, who ran 11.64 seconds. That's what Rush Cadillac is saying, that Reese from St. Jago will start as favorite. I'm expecting Malik Dennis to win Cadillac. And that is a class that JC need all 9 points, and they have to in order to actually have a chance of winning champs. So we actually differ regarding Rash Cadillac on that event. He's asking about class 2 100-meter boys. The class 2 100-meter boys, the fastest time going into the event was Nicarda Clark of KC in 10.95 seconds, ahead of Tavine Stewart of Herbert Morrison in 11 seconds. And then we have Shaquille Gordon of Calabar, 11.10 seconds. So the class 2 boys, like we're saying, we expect Shaquille Gordon to challenge Charmaine Todd of St. Elizabeth Technical, with Clark likely third. So we're expecting a matchup between Charmaine Todd of Stets versus Shaquille Gordon of Calabar. Kish said that she will wait until the semi. She don't want to make any prediction now, but she will wait until the semifinals to make that prediction. Kish likely will have a show for around the semifinals, and then you can make your picks there going into the finals.
Isn't the semis and the finals on the same day though?
Yeah, the semis and the finals are tomorrow actually, because what they did was they rescheduled it a few years ago to have the 100-meter finals on Wednesday, the semifinals and 100-meter finals on a Wednesday instead of a Friday, based on concerns by coaches over the years about their athletes burning out and actually tiring. So they have both events tomorrow. So guys, tomorrow is the big day, the blue ribbon event of track and field, the 100-meter. No rush Cadillac. I'm not bringing JC for chance.
Yeah, I was gonna ask who you think is gonna win.
Um, well, normally, every year normally I make a prediction, but my prediction I normally post it on the page, right? For the last 5 years, I've been doing that, where I go to all the events and all the season best times and athletes for this season. This year, I was unable to do that because it's a lot of work, right? So
Yes.
I was unable to work out all the events and the athletes that I'm expected to win. But based on what I'm seeing is KC starts as favorite, but just by a margin of 3 to 5 points
Can I
over
tell you?
over JC and Calabar is seen by some as the upsetter in that
Can I
match.
tell you? I think Calabar is winning champs.
That the Calabar is seen as the upsetter.
I think Calabar is winning champs.
But I have a slight um feeling that JC is going to win. Just a slight feeling. But KC is seen as a clear favorite. I would have to look at the mathematics probably tomorrow and see who's actually the clear favorite. But on the girls' side is between Idol and Edwin Allen.
You sure? You don't think Homewood
No,
could?
Ormond doesn't stand a chance. Ormond is actually rebuilding for. I think Ormond is more likely rebuilding for next year, the year after. But
Yeah, but
some persons, because they did very well at Central Champs, right? I
mhm.
think they won Central Champs,
No
or they
man, it
came
was
second.
Heidel who won Central Chance. I
Yeah,
actually
they
think
came
that
second. I think.
I would say that Homewood underperformed. Because based on what I was hearing
Yeah,
from
Edwin Allen came second. Ideal won. Ormond third. But a lot of persons were shocked by how well Ormond performed at Central Champs, which is the reason why some persons are saying that they're right back in the mix. But I don't think
I
they're
wasn't
actually in
shocked
the mix.
because I wasn't shocked because I remember I was here listening to I think it was a I don't remember his name, but I was listening to he was commenting on the YouTube channel. I think it was Track Alerts, and he was talking about Homewood's team, and he was saying that this Homewood team this year could be their year to win champs. So when they came third at Central Champs, for me personally, I was saying, you know, maybe they could look at that as a little bit of a disappointment. Maybe other persons wouldn't see that because there was because their program was growing, and a lot of people weren't you know people were just beginning to to get attention. And what I heard about Idel was that Idel, they had girls who had to sit out this year, so next year is where they're going to get stronger. Edwin Allen lost a lot of athletes.
And they're still
um
the favorites, Edwin Allen, even though they
They're
lost
still
a lot of athletes.
they're still the favorites because you can never write off a champion.
That's
A
true.
champion always know how to win, irrespective of what is
But
before
I
them.
think they have calculated what they have been doing since the start of the season, like the points in terms
Hmm.
of their favorite tag. They have seen the athletes how they perform throughout the season. That's the reason why a lot of persons have them as favorite, especially given that they do well in field events, right? Um, but the next question beside a lot of persons' mind is that the coach of Ideal is also the coach of Calabar,
What's
right?
the problem with that?
So a lot of persons are thinking, can he actually manage, or is he fully focused to manage both schools at the same time and coach them to victory?
I think he can.
Because
As I said
that
before,
they said that the last time that was done was like 30, 40 years ago. I think it was Excelsior. So
I think, yeah,
is there
I
a coach
think.
ready to coach both girls and
Sorry about
boys to the title?
well, I don't think it's gonna happen this season because,
Okay.
as I said before, I have Edwin Allen to win. I actually, and as I said before, because of what I've heard about Homewood, I think Homewood is gonna do much better than what they did at Central. So I don't have him to do it this year, but as I said before, I think Calabar, he's gonna win it with Calabar, and Edwin Allen is gonna defend their title. I just have a feeling that they're just gonna, hold on to that title, especially if it comes down to 4x4. Because if it comes down to 4x4, Edwin Allen ain't losing.
And I'm seeing that Kish saying that she will be at the stadium tomorrow. Yes, we know that you will be at the stadium, Kish, tomorrow, in your purple outfit. So Kish saying that she'll be at the stadium tomorrow. So guys, you can go to the stadium tomorrow and get an autograph from Kish. Okay. Um, Chat Diamond, the sub 10 is possible if Jade Reed. She's saying that the class one sub 10 is possible if Jada Reed is next to Nkrumah. Reed is a fast starter. Um, I I don't know what to make of that. I don't see it under 10 seconds, irrespective of what happened tomorrow. Only if Daly was 100% fit. I would have said under 10 seconds. But guys, I really, really want him to run under 10 seconds tomorrow to create history. But I'm not seeing that. Kish saying here that JC will win. Um, Kish is trying to take the favorite tag off Casey, but that is not going to work. Casey is the clear favorite by every stretch of imagination. In every calculation that I've seen thus far, I would not say clear favorite. Just I would not say clear marginal favorite. They have been expected to win by 3 to 5 points or 5 to 10 points, but everyone is expecting Casey to win. JC would have to have a perfect chance in case of no mishaps, which is unlikely, no false starts, or dropping the button for actually them for JC to actually win champs. They will have to have a perfect chance, right? So Track Diamond saying KC starts as favorite. Rush
Okay.
Cadillac trying to
Okay,
take the
understood.
Rush Cadillac trying to take the favorite tag from you of Calabar because you have Calabar
Yeah,
to
making a voting business.
Calabar is finishing third. He doesn't want and said Calabar is in rebuilding, so he doesn't want you to put any favorite tag on Calabar.
All right. I'm not putting a favorite tag on Calabar. I just think that they're gonna win.
And Kish saying Corey Bennett will make history. They say Anthony. Well,
And I never
I
said
think it's
that.
going to make history, but I don't think it will make history in terms of having both schools to win both titles in the same season. So this year, if Heidel win champs this year, Calabar won't win.
I think he can win both of them next
I don't.
year, but not
I,
this year,
I will have to. I
in
will
my
have to see.
opinion.
Based on what I'm seeing in terms of the matchup this year, Calabar won't win. But Ideal, he's had a better chance of having Ideal to win champs instead of Calabar. In the next in the next few years, you should see Calabar being one of the clear favorites this time, but not this year though. Seeing Rash Cadillac say is managing very good. And how Calabar for win and we don't have a class one. That's what Cadillac is saying. Generally, that has been one of the thing about champs over the years. They always say that if you don't have a good class one, you can't win champs. Do you agree with that sentiment, Akil? I don't agree with it, man. Because you can
It
get
is.
most of your
Is
points
it
in class three and
necessary?
two.
Yes, it's very necessary.
It's
But
necessary.
can it be done without a strong class one unit? I think it can be done without a strong class one unit.
Yeah, I think can do without a strong class one unit as well. Dima joking around asking what about Mona? Since I've been watching champs over the years, I've not seen one Mona athlete, Dima. Sorry. Um he's saying she'll be in her work clothes. So she won't be in purple tomorrow, guys. Chuck Diamond said, my good friend and Mr. Enin, what have you been drinking tonight?
I'm drinking. I'm drinking water.
Cadian said that they said
Yes,
same idle athletes have to sit out because of transfer
hmm
rules.
that's what I've
Those
heard as
transfer
well.
rules are just to explain to you guys. Those transfer rules normally work when the athletes are transferring from first to fifth form. But once they're in sixth form, the transfer rule does work, right? So what ISA look at is given if they're going to do a transfer in sixth form, given that their sixth form is your actually last few years in high school system, then they allow the athletes to compete what's in sixth form. But if it's before sixth form, they have to sit out 1 year. And seeing
Hmm.
Caden saying that JC is going to challenge Casey. Yes, Caden, I agree with you. It's that close between both of them, and I think JC, once they have a perfect chance, they will win. But Casey starts as favorite. Chuck Diamond saying Corey Bennett making history. Second Heidel and third Calabar. That's history. Well, I agree to some extent. That's
Yeah, that
history.
is true.
Yeah,
That is
that's
history.
true. Because you will have both schools in the top three.
And I want to say to Track Diamond, I agree that KC starts favorites, and I do agree that JC right now as things stands look as if they're going to be KC's strongest challengers. But I just think Calabar is gonna pull it off. Yeah, I think they could possibly pull off the quiz champs double.
Keep saying Wilmers did surprise us in 2010. Yes, Wilmers surprised us in 2010. That was down to Coach Francis, because in 2010, when Wilmers 100 years anniversary since they won champs, what they did was have the greatest track and field coach in the history of mankind, Steve Francis, right? They pulled him in 2010 and have him coach the Wilmers team, and they actually won.
Well,
Won champs that
that
2010.
and the
So they pull him in for that year specifically, but that was a one-off.
yeah, that and they really did benefit from a lot of injuries from KC,
Yeah, a lot of injuries from
and
KC,
a lot of
Omar,
mess ups
mishap.
and yeah, miss ups. So yeah.
And Track Diamond saying that KC can't afford to drop points. They have dropped 1 point already in the hurdles. So that's not a good look. Um, so that's it, guys, for our show tonight. Tomorrow we'll be back with you. Earlier, we have a watch along likely from the semifinals straight up into the night, and we're hoping that Akil and will be here with us tomorrow night along with our.
I don't think I'll be here.
But
My
he will,
apologies.
guys. So he probably will
So
come on late like tonight, because he was late tonight. So he was supposed to come on earlier, but let's see tomorrow where we have some more guests for our 100
yeah,
meter
man.
finals, semifinals, and finals tomorrow, guys. So remember to like, subscribe, and share our video. And have a very, very good night, guys. And see you tomorrow. And big up yourself again, Akil, for coming on. And big up yourself, guys, in the comment section. One love. See you tomorrow.